All right. So what is wallet share? It basically just means that your customers have planned for this season. They are going into this season with the intention of purchasing, but they obviously have a limited budget. They can spend their money with you, or they can spend their money with your competitors, or they can spend their money with people that, aren't even on your radar, for completely different products. We want to make sure that you are capturing as much of that wallet share as you possibly can. The next thing that I promised today is that we are going to chart out a blueprint for your automated sales flows to increase conversions from all of your Black Friday and Cyber Monday traffic. So flows are great because it's not just about who's on your list, but it's about maximizing sales from all of the attention and traffic that you're sending from other sources as well. But the big promise, obviously, this is all about getting as many sales, as much revenue, as much of the wallet share as you possibly can. Not just so that you can have revenue spikes throughout the season, but so that we can set you up for 2024 so that you can really capitalize on this growth moving forward. And we're going to show you some very specific ways on how you can do that using the attention and the traffic and the budgets that come during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. So if you do stick around until the end, and I hope you do, you are going to get some things. So some fun little perks for being here today. So one, you're going to get a November content calendar, and this is a fully editable calendar. It's already filled in with everything that I suggest, but it's easy for you to edit it if you want to move it around or add any notes about your specific brand or offer. So you're going to get that. You're also going to get all of the details of each campaign that I'm suggesting that you send. So every single campaign that we talk about today, you're going to get it laid out. It's like a cheat sheet. It's just like, send this to these people at this time on this day. Here's your offer. And here's a description of the email. So it's a very easy kind of Google sheet to follow. And you're going to be handed that so that you'll be able to, follow along. Also, at the end, we are going to have a Q&A session. I will have some opportunities for you to ask questions as we go along, but some of the questions we're just going to have to hold on until the end, and then that is when we will leave some time for you to do that. All in all, my goal is to get through this content within an hour and then have time for Q&A. We might go a little bit longer, but if we do, it won't be too much longer. But I will try to keep an eye on the time because I want to be very respectful of your time. I'm also going to let you know some next steps that you can take at the end so that you can implement the entire go big or go home Black Friday, Cyber Monday plan, and you can install it in your store without feeling overwhelmed. And, even if you're short on time, and even if you don't want to bother learning a new system, I'm going to show you how you are going to be able to get that done. All right. So is this for you? We want to make sure that we are using your time wisely. And I want to, again, be very respectful of your time. So I want to be honest about who this plan will be helpful for. So one, you need to own or operate an online store, or, be a marketing manager or somebody that is working with an online store. Next, you need to have at least one profitable product. So what does that mean? Basically, just a product that, if you send traffic over to that product, that it will sell at a rate that can keep you afloat, that can keep itself afloat. You also already would have started building your email list. It doesn't need to be huge, and I am going to give you some options for if you have a small list, but you will need to have people to contact on your email and or SMS list. And then also, you should have consistent traffic going to your store, or a way to tap into traffic for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season, preferably both. So this could be organic, so you could have a social following. It could be influencers that you're working with. It could be paid ads. It doesn't really matter, as long as you know that you have traffic going to your store. So assuming you already have a successful product, that shouldn't be an issue for you. Assuming you already have a profitable product, you should have been building your list with people who have purchased in the past. So hopefully you have all of these things in place. But if you do, then I am very confident that this plan is going to be very helpful for you, going through. So Just a little bit about me before we get started. I was looking through the list of the people who signed up, um, and I hadn't worked with pretty much any of them before. There were a couple people who had worked with me in a very, a few things here and there, or I've interacted with, but for the most part, I know you guys don't know me. So let me just go real quick, and not just me, but who the email lady is in general. So I started the email lady in January of 2020, and the goal really was to help serve e-commerce store owners and help people who are store owners to gain financial and location-based freedom. That was something that was really important to me. For a long period of time, I was a single mom. I was low on both money and time, and I found online stores and working online in general just to be what really helped me make a huge difference in my life. So I wanted to start the email lady to really serve online store owners. At the time, I had a career of being just like a freelancer. I was a copywriter. I'd owned an e-commerce store. So I really just extended that to create the email lady. So, that started in January of 2020. And then, what happened in 2020. And then e-commerce kind of blew up. A lot of people who were maybe just brick and mortar stores decided that they needed to be online. Online stores were seeing a huge increase in sales. So they had more marketing money. They were looking to capitalize on that. So all that just kind of was great timing. Nothing I did, just great timing that it helped our business grow just a little faster than we expected. And then, speaking of expecting, at that same time, my husband and I found out that we were expecting our daughter. So pretty much happened all at once. So here's just a little picture. You've already seen David. He's in chat. But also Madeline was who we found out we were expecting. And then Henry came along a little bit later. We also have 2 older children, but just the little ones in this picture today. So what happened was David ended up joining the email lady in October of 2020. And that was our first, Black Friday season as the email lady. And again, it just continued to grow. So now we run a small boutique agency. David and I are full-time in this agency, and we also have a small team. So we have a creative team, we have an email strategist, we have a Klaviyo technician. So we have a team supporting us that I'm really grateful for. We mostly work with people who sell physical products direct to consumer, but we also have worked and do work with people who have products in major retailers. So like in Walmart or Target or something. We also work with people who have physical store locations of their own, but also sell online. So grown quite a bit. Just a real quick timeline here. I actually started email marketing in the summer of 2008 I said my first email campaign for Harrah's Entertainment, which is now Caesars, because again, we're in Las Vegas. So that was where I was working at the time. Fun fact about that was my department's very first attempt at email marketing. So this just kind of shows you how long ago this was. And similarly, in the fall of 2008, I booked my first email client as an independent contractor. It's a martini lounge. And fun fact about that, it was so long ago that we were actually just collecting emails in a fishbowl out front. We didn't even have like an automated opt-in or anything. So pretty crazy. 2013, I opened my first e-commerce store. I was selling wedding day robes. So this is just, this is an actual photo of what we were selling back then. I eventually ended up quitting my day job as an adjunct professor. And then I did that so I could run the e-com store full time. But I also then kind of started getting interested in marketing and copywriting. Started working for agencies, online stores, and I really just wanted to learn everything I could about online marketing. I just found it fascinating and still do. I eventually then started working for an email marketing agency, writing just emails for e-commerce stores. And that's really when I found out how much I really loved doing this. And then, we eventually moved, booking our first full-time client, officially starting the email lady in 2020. And then more recently, we had our first 6-figure month in email revenue for a single client. And And fun fact, that was in November, last November, and it was using a very similar plan to the one that we're covering today. So that's exciting. And we also this year generated our first $1 million in yearly email and SMS revenue for one of our clients. So we've had not only been growing just in the number of clients we have, but our clients have been growing. And that's really exciting too, to see them progress and just get more and more successful, grow their brands, and for them to see their dreams realized as well. But I say all of that just to let you know that I'm going to take all of that knowledge and that experience for the last however many years. And my goal really today is to really help you be successful in capturing that wallet share as we go into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. So if that aligns with your goals, if that's why you're here, and I hope it is, then this might very well be the most important hour that you spend on your business this year. And I do mean that. I'm going to give you a lot of value. I'm going to give you a lot of guidance. And if you implement this plan, I am fully confident that you will see a significant spike in your revenue this season. So I really do hope you stick around through the end as we go through everything, and that you take this and implement it, because of course you need to implement it and you need to have it running to see those results. It's great to know something, but we won't get those results unless this is actually in place in your online store come November. So, all right. I do want you to know one more thing before we really get into this though. And I want you to know that you, specifically your brand, has the potential to absolutely crush it this holiday season. I think that there is sometimes this myth or this idea that Black Friday and Cyber Monday is for the big brands. And that is just not true. Now, obviously, this is just a snapshot little chart from Adobe that just shows retail in general. And we can see, the spike on Black Friday. We can see the spike on Cyber Monday of last year of 2022. And we can see that the baseline sits, between 2 and 4 billion most leading up to it. But then it jumps all the way up to close to 12 billion on a single day. So we know that the opportunity is there. But these are the numbers we usually see, right? Like those big numbers. And if you run a small brand or a medium-sized brand, sometimes it can feel as though you're not part of that. But I just wanted to show you a few things that I just kind of pulled and collected from brands that we've worked with last year. And all of these brands that I'm going to show you are brands that are still with us, that we're going to run this plan for, or a variation of this plan again this year, because they did so well last year. So here's an example of Tiffany. She runs a small home goods store. She had a huge spike last Black Friday. You can see that typically, she sat at or under 20,000 a month in total revenue all year long, not email, but total revenue. And then jumped all the way up to about 50,000 just in November. And you can see that a big portion of that is email. So that tan, that beige, that's email revenue. And that is beating what she generated in a single month for almost all of the other months in 2022. So again, this was last year. And again, smaller store. Adam is another really good example that I love, because Adam was really just getting his brand going. He came to us and he barely had a store or had a product. You can see he had like a little false start here, and then he kind of was trying to get things going, but he was having some issues with supply. He was getting started. Things were just getting going, and I know you've all been through that, so I know you know what it feels like. And he didn't even have product come November. So he decided to just do a pre-sale. He knew product was coming. He didn't have it to ship, but he just did a pre-sale. And you can see that even there, same thing. He went from, baseline being way down here to being over quite a bit over 100,000 in November. And again, now email looks like a smaller portion of this. It was about 20% at 21,000. And it, again, was more than his total sales for a majority of the year, just in email and SMS. Kyle is another example that I really like. Kyle, he hit a major milestone in November. He did really well in November of 2022. You can see he was sitting down here, and he's a bigger brand. He wasn't just getting started, but you can see he was baselining right, under 200,000 a month in total revenue. Then when November hit, he had a big spike. Once again, you can see that email and SMS was more in the month of November, made him more than what he made in the other months throughout the year of 2022, right? Or for some of the months of 2022, or at least it was really close. But what I like about Kyle is once he dropped back down in 2023, he actually he didn't drop down too far. He continued to stay at a higher revenue level than he was previously. One of the reasons is because we increased his email and SMS so much. So you can see, we increased deliveries and we just continued to push really hard, and his revenue stayed high because of that. And he used a lot of he used what he gained in assets in November to push that through into November to really grow. Another fun fact about two of these examples that I showed you is that they only have a handful of products. So Adam up here really only has one product. Kyle down here right now has two products. So these are not stores with huge product catalogs. If you have just one product, if you have just two products, you can absolutely be successful and see some business changing revenue come your way in November. All right. And you'll see, like I showed you, a lot of this revenue is attributed to email and SMS because email and SMS are very unique in that they're two of the highest ROI channels available to today's marketers. So if you're not yet taking advantage of that, just know that putting in, the investing in email and investing in SMS, it's going to get you a higher rate of return than other marketing channels. Another fun thing about email and SMS is that it is very fast acting. So when we send out a campaign for a client, they're getting results that day. They're getting sales that day. This is not something where we send something out and a year later it comes back to us. This is same day. So it's very quick acting, and it's a high ROI, low cost situation. So really accessible to a lot of small brands. Okay. So what you need to capture maximum wallet share this season. There's really just three things that you need, right? So this is kind of the recipe. You need these three ingredients. You need attention. So people have to be seeing your stuff and seeing your offers. You need trust. So they need to like you. They need to trust you. They need to know that you're going to deliver what you say you're going to deliver. And then also desire. Desire is them actually wanting your product, but not just wanting it as in that looks nice, but needing to have it right now. And you can get the combo of those three things. That's where you're going to see a huge increase in sales. So this entire plan that I'm going to show you today is built around these three ingredients. And so if you follow the plan, you're going to get this. There's also a lot of desire and attention naturally kind of built into Black Friday, Cyber Monday as it is. So this is just a natural time to take advantage of all this. So let's start by talking about attention real quick. We can get attention in a few different ways. It can be organic. So you can have an organic social post or following. You can have SEO. So maybe you're ranked high for your keywords. You can have foot traffic if you have a brick and mortar. The thing about organic is that it's usually slow to grow. So you can post a blog post and it might get you ranked in 6 months, but you probably can't post a blog post today and get it ranked by Black Friday, right? So even though it costs you virtually nothing to post your blog post, and any sales that come in from that will have a high ROI because there's very little cost involved, it's going to take a long time. It's a long-term strategy. Now, paid, on the other hand, is faster acting. If an influencer posts a video and drives a ton of traffic to your site, that's going to be quick. If you put up an ad, assuming that you've already figured out, your ads and the copy and the image and all of that works, again, that's going to drive traffic and sales the day that the ad is running. Pay-per-click, same thing. I will bid on a keyword. Someone will click on it. They will come and purchase, but it's expensive. So, while we need this to generate traffic, we don't want to rely on this 100% because it will be a lower ROI, will be more expensive for us. What's unique about email and SMS is that it's both fast acting and a high ROI. So we're going to focus on this. This is called owned revenue. And this just means revenue that is generated from a data source that you own. So when you own an email address, you own your list, you own an SMS, a list of SMS phone numbers, you are able to contact them at any time. And when you do, the results come quick, they come immediately, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot to send out that email and SMS. So high ROI. So the other nice thing about email and SMS is as you continue to grow, so as you sell products, your list is going to grow organically. As people purchase, they usually get added to your list. They will subscribe to receive discounts as they land on your site. So this is going to just grow for you over time. So if you haven't taken advantage of this yet, I really do encourage you to, again, invest in email and SMS, because as you grow, it's going to grow and it's going to become more and more of a major channel for you to generate revenue at a very low cost, on demand, whenever you want it. So that's why, one, I'm interested in email and SMS as a marketing channel, and why that's what I chose to do to help people. And it's also why we're going to be focusing on it today. Trust and likability is the second ingredient that you need. And we want to be building this throughout the year. And I'm sure you have been, right? You've been doing this by somebody purchases a product, you send that product. It's a quality product. It comes when you said it was going to come. The right product comes. So that's all building trust. Also, if you collect reviews, that's social proof. So that's building trust. You have a good reputation. People can look you up and know who you are. You're not going out of business every month or two. Risk reversal also builds trust. Do you have a guarantee? Do you have a return policy posted? Consistency is something else. Again, are you always available? Do you respond to people when they comment on your social posts? Are you showing up in their inbox consistently? All of that is going to build trust and likability for your brand. But number 3, this ingredient is really important. This is desire. And desire is really what gets people to pull the trigger and whip out their credit card. While they could see your product, maybe in an ad or on social, and while they might read some reviews and even trust your product, if they don't have a strong desire for your product, you're going to have a tough time convincing them to part with their cash to get your product. So we want to make sure that we are building desire all through the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. And that's definitely a big part of what we're going to talk about today. So how do we do that? One, you have to have the right product for your audience, right? Something that fills a gap, solves a problem, relieves a pain, gives a status symbol, something that your audience wants, your product has to provide. But next, an irresistible offer. That is something that is, part of the custom of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but we're going to really focus in on creating that irresistible offer for you today that works for your brand and is still profitable for you. So you don't want to give away the house. Timeliness is another thing. Now, part of this is built in to Black Friday and Cyber Monday as it just being the right message at the right time. People have their wallets open, so this is a good time. But we're going to go further and add some urgency and scarcity to these offers so that we can even increase this desire for them to take action right now. And when these 3 things come together, that's when sales happen. And the more of them we can have, the more sales you're going to get and the more that wallet share you're going to get this holiday season. So we're going to really work on turning up the amp. Now, what you don't need. This is kind of these things that I know that sometimes you can get in your head and think that you need these things to be successful, but you don't. And I hope that through the examples I just showed you a little earlier, you can see that you don't need all these things. So a huge audience. you don't need to be, or a big brand name, like you don't need to be Target, you don't need to be Walmart to see success on Black Friday. A huge ad budget, you don't need to be dropping more money than is in your marketing budget just to get sales. A huge product catalog. Again, two of the examples I showed you had 1 to 2, less than 3 products, right? And we have quite a few clients actually that are very successful to have 3 or less products. So you definitely do not need that. And then also to offer an unreasonably high discount. I know sometimes it can feel like you're seeing some of these brands offer, 70% off, 60% off, and you might be looking at your margins as a small business and thinking, I can't do that. So can I compete? And the answer is yes. We rarely have brands that offer that steep of a discount, and they definitely do still see results. And when I'm talking about results, I'm not talking that you are going to, suddenly make $1 million in November when you never had before, but I'm talking that you're going to see, maybe double, maybe triple of what you're used to seeing in any given month throughout the year. That is a possibility. Obviously, I can't guarantee that without looking at your store, but it is a possibility for small brands. All of our clients that we work with fit in the small or medium-sized online store, and we get them great results every year. And I have faith that this year will be no exception. Real quick though, I wanted to ask you guys, if you want to type yes in the chat, tell me if you've run a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale last year, and if you have any experience doing this already, because I'm curious to see who we have that might be a little bit newer and who we have that might be maybe a seasoned professional in the online store. And I'm just going to grab a drink. Kat's brand new. Awesome. Well, welcome, Kat. Congrats on trying this for the first time this year. That's really exciting. Sasha's new too. Awesome. Yeah, your first Black Friday, Cyber Monday year can be exciting, but also maybe a little overwhelming. So hopefully we will try to reduce that overwhelm. Awesome. Okay, so you guys are new. I'll keep that in mind as we're going through this. So, all right. So we want to get started. My first promise to you is that you're going to have clarity on your offer when you leave here. So we're going to start there. We're going to build your offer that's going to be right for your specific brand. This is not a one size fits all kind of plan, but I'm going to provide the framework for you so that you can utilize it. So first of all, we're going to keep this very simple. And I want to emphasize that I'm not keeping this simple for this presentation. I'm keeping this simple because simple sells. Simple is what gets results. So we don't want to start overcomplicating things with, 2, 3, 5 different coupon codes or, a different sale every day. We want to just keep it simple. And I'm going to show you strategies that we can use that are going to get you the results that we were talking about while still keeping this very simple. So there are 2 main offers that we want to create. And I'm going to walk you through creating both of these in just a minute. But first, I'm just going to show you how they kind of play out throughout the month. So offer number 1, you can see in this diagram below, this is just the last 3 weeks of November. Offer number 1 is going to start for your VIP. Your VIPs are in purple here, that purple dot. So offer 1 is going to launch to your VIPs. Then offer 1 is going to continue and open up to the rest of your list. This is your early Black Friday sale. Then we're going to continue with offer 1, but add a bonus just on Black Friday day. And then your public sale will be open through Sunday. So that's offer 1. So we're doing all of this with just 1 offer. Then on Cyber Monday, we're going to switch to offer 2. And that is going to run at least for 1 day, but you're going to have the option to extend it. And I'll show you in a little bit why you might want to do that and who to extend it to and all the details. So don't worry about that. Just try to get an understanding of just basically what we're doing here. So then in pink here, this is your extended audience here. You could extend this throughout the rest of the week, and that would give you a good 2 weeks of sales. So that would make it so that you have a nice, plateau of revenue throughout a good chunk of November if you follow this plan. All right. So, David, do you want to drop them the link to the offer building worksheet right now? And if you want to follow along and do the offer as we go through, you can fill that in. If you prefer to just listen, it's fine. You'll have access to the worksheet and you will get this link again that I'll email to you. So don't stress like you have to do everything at once, but you can follow along if you want. All right, so we want to build our offer. The first thing that we really want to do is we want to identify what our flagship product is. And real quick, if you guys want to let me know, do you have a store that is built on 5 or less products? Or do you have a store that has a large catalog or a medium catalog? Let me know in the chat just so I can kind of see what you might have available to you, and then I'll make sure. Okay, so Sasha's at 5 or less. Okay, awesome. And Sasha, again, most of our clients are in your boat, and I see stores get really, really strong results with a small product catalog. So awesome. Okay, so yeah, probably, I'm assuming Sasha, maybe Kat, and anyone else who might be watching this or in the replay, you probably have a flagship product, which is the product that your entire store was built around, or like your best seller. There's probably a product that stands out as when people come to your store, they're coming for this one thing. You might sell other things, but it probably makes up a majority of your purchases. When we build out our offer today, both offer 1 and offer 2, I want you to do that with your flagship product in mind. That's what people are coming to you for. That's what we want to promote. We want to get as much attention and desire as possible. We're going to do that by promoting your flagship or your bestseller. So an example here, if you sell a drink powder, maybe you also sell tumblers. Maybe you also sell shakers so they can mix up the drink. We want to focus on your drink powder. That's the bestseller. That's what people come to you for. If you have a really big catalog though, and you might have a best-selling category, you could also use the same strategy, but build it around your category instead of one product. So once we have that in mind, we want to figure out your margins based on that flagship product. And I'm going to talk about flagship product. Just understand that if you have a flagship category, you can just take your average order value and cost and do these same calculations using that category instead of the flagship product. But I think most small and medium-sized businesses are built around a flagship product. So we want to know your margins. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I'm assuming if you're a store owner, you probably know this already. But basically what we want to do is just figure out how much profit you get from every sale. So you want to calculate your entire cost per unit. So that's everything that goes into calculating your cost. So, what you need to pay your manufacturer, what it costs to ship that product over to you or to your warehouse, shipping costs, if you cover that for your customers, ad cost, lead acquisition cost, all of that. So what is your cost per unit? And then know what your normal price is that you sell it for. Divide that by price times 100, and that's going to tell you what your profit is. So we know that, and I want you, after you calculate that, think about what is a comfortable profit margin that you want to see in Black Friday. Knowing that you're going to have a higher volume of sales, and knowing that you're only dropping this profit margin for a short period of time, and also knowing that you are going to get customers that potentially are going to become repeat customers. Think about all, but also the fact that you want to make money, you don't want to drop it too low, what you would be comfortable with. So what we're going to do is, thinking about that flagship offer, we're going to calculate what that new price might be given the margin that we're comfortable with reducing it by. So here are just some examples So, normally this is just a regular price. If a cost per lead is $5, if your product costs $10, shipping costs $3. So maybe your total cost is $18. You normally sell it at $49. So your total profit might be $31 or 63% profit margin. And if that's the case, you might have a little bit of room to play with. So say you did a 35% off offer for Black Friday, and that would be a great offer. You would still have a 53% profit margin. If you did a 50% off, you would have a 26%. So thinking about that, where do you feel comfortable? Once you decide that, then I want you to look at either the price point, the normal everyday price point of your flagship offer. If it's above $100, and this is just a general rule of thumb, but if it's above $100, I want you to convert your percentage off to a standard dollar amount off. So say you, it was $100 and you're doing 35% off, then you would give them $35 off instead of percentage. But if you're under $100, just stay simple and stick with a percentage off. Okay. So we're going to figure that. That's going to be kind of our base reference point for offers 1 as well as offer 2. But for offer 1, we're going to keep it super, super simple. We're going to offer either the dollar off amount or the percentage off amount. Okay. If you do have a larger catalog, or if you want to offer different levels of percentage off per product, and you're going to set this up on your site so it's on automatic discount, no coupon codes or anything, you can do that. But the offer that you're going to communicate to your customers is up to, so you might say up to 70% off on t-shirts, up to 60% off on hats, whatever the case may be. But we want to make sure that we have a condensed, concise offer that we can say clearly in just a few words. So 30% off, up to 70% off, something like that. $30 off your purchase, something along those lines. All right. So we have that laid out for the percentage. We're going to put this all together in a minute. So just jot this down as what your offer is for offer number 1, and I'll show you how to implement this in a second. Next, we're going to create a bonus offer. Your bonus offer is only going to run on Black Friday, the exact day. So on Friday from midnight on, for the first X number of people that you want. So look at how many sales you're expecting to get on Black Friday, and have enough product for roughly that. If you wanted to give this out all day, you could. I would recommend still promoting this as X number of people get this. But if you say the first 50 people get it and you end up getting, 60 sales, they're never going to know that you sent those extra people, the free gift, and no one's going to care. So we're going to use this to create urgency, which is, demand, scarcity, because there's only a certain number available. Again, building demand, and desire. So that's going to be your bonus offer. So a free product works really well for this. We're not going to give away a flagship product. We're going to give away a complimentary or supplemental product to your flagship product. So assuming everyone's going to come in for, say, your drink powder, right? So down here, this example, we could give away something that goes really nicely with that. A tumbler, a shaker, something like that. If your flagship product is mascara, maybe you're giving away a makeup bag. So this is a small token. It's complimentary. It's not another main product that everyone is dying to get already. So you can say you're going to give that away with any sale. And that's going to be a bonus that you offer just on Friday. If you don't have anything to give away, you could get something just for Black Friday. And if you don't want to do that, you could also potentially give away a gift card. We're going to talk more about this for Cyber Monday, but you could give away a gift card, like a $5 card, a gift card, or something like that, that can be given away as a gift. You could promote it that way. And that could be your, your like free bonus offer on that day. All right. So just real quick, does everybody have an idea of what their offer number one might be? And if you have an idea, or if you got the wheels turning maybe on what a bonus offer could be for Black Friday. And also now let me know, it might be a good time to let me know if you have any questions as we're building out offer one. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. If you're unsure about your offer, you're still thinking it through, definitely post any questions in the chat as I'm going through this. David can help talk you through it. Okay, cool. Kat has a course and a freebie. Okay. So yeah, if you're stuck, David can help talk you through this, or give you any feedback that you have. But awesome. All right. So flagship is the course. Freebie is the bonus. Cool. Okay. So then offer number two. So again, this is going to be the offer that runs starting on Cyber Monday. We have a few options for this offer, but again, we want to keep it simple. And it's going to be a good idea if we can try to hit some of these goals that I laid out. So one of our goals for Cyber Monday is going to be to increase our average order value. So our average order value, we want to look at what it was for the last 30 days, and we want to try to increase that by 5 or 10%, right? Not necessarily trying to double it, just try to get a little bit higher. We also know that typically retail sales drop in January. So if we want to set future self up for success, then we also want to come up with a way that we can increase sales in January today. So take advantage of all of this traffic and attention, and open wallets that we have right now, get the sales right now while also making sure we're set up for success in January. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing with our Cyber Monday offer. All right. So to do that, option number one for offer number two, you could create a bundle deal. So this could be a flagship product with some other maybe bigger products, like tier 2 products that relieve similar pain points or speak to a similar desire as your flagship product. So an example, if you have a skincare product that soothes dry skin, you might have multiple types. Maybe you have a lotion and you have a gel and you have a face wash. You can bundle that all together in your bundle, and you can offer that at a discount. This forces people to get that deal. This forces them to try multiple products. It forces them to spend a little bit more money. So this is a good option, especially great option if you can bundle this into something that's good for a gift, because that would be great for Cyber Monday leading up to the holidays. Another example, going back to the powdered drink mix, you can sell a trio of flavors so that you can allow people to sample different flavors. Another great way to get them to come back for another purchase to get their favorite flavor later on in January. If you sell mascara, maybe you can bundle that with your eyeliner and your brow pencil. So again, people are trying different products that maybe they wouldn't have purchased otherwise. They're spending a little bit more, but they're still feeling like they're getting value. They're getting a good promo on this. You can also offer a discount with a minimum purchase. So if you only have one product, or if you don't feel like you can make a good bundle, then you can just set a minimum. So look at what your average order value was for the last 30 days. Bump it up, I would say about 10%, and say, if you spend, say your average order value is $50. If you spend $55 on Cyber Monday, you're going to get this discount. Okay. So those are two options. The third option, and this is going back to the gift card again, we're going to be looking at both setting ourselves up for the future and as well as increasing average order value. So instead of offering a straight up discount, you can set a minimum purchase or a bundle, and you can say that they're going to get a gift card for a certain amount if they spend a minimum. Okay. Now, how much are you going to give away as your gift card? Well, we want to look again at what your average order value is. So again, if it's $50, and if the margins you figured out for Black Friday brought you to about a 50% discount, then we're going to be giving away a $25 gift card with any purchase of 10% higher than your average order value, $55, say, or more. But the catch is it's not going to be redeemable until January 1st, 2024. So they're going to get this gift card. Now, either what are they going to do with that? They're going to come back to your store in January and they're going to have a second purchase, or they're going to give that gift card away as a stocking stuffer or something, and you're going to earn yourself another customer. So word of mouth marketing, setting you up for success moving forward. All right. So those are your options for offer number 2. The next thing that we're going to create, and this is optional, and if you're just starting out, you might want to skip this, but I'll quickly go over it. Giving Tuesday happens the day after Cyber Monday. If you're already working with a charity, or you have a charity in mind that's very relevant to your audience or relevant to your brand, it would be a great idea to pledge to give a certain percentage of the sales away on Giving Tuesday. And it just creates one more point of contact and communication that you can send to your customers. It creates goodwill, trust, and likability with your customers. It creates desire because if they purchase, they get to feel good about donating to a charity that they feel good about on that day, but it's a very short period of time that it's happening. So that could really help as well. If you don't have that, that's okay. Skip that. And we will talk about what else you can do when we go over the content calendar. So just an example for this, if you sell kids toys, maybe you want to donate to an educational organization. So something that, that audience will care about. If you promote skincare that doesn't test on animals, maybe you want to donate to an animal rights organization, because that, again, something that your audience finds important and cares about. All right. So kind of already asked if you have your offers in mind. I know we're getting close to the hour mark and I really want to go over the content calendar. So if you have any questions, again, David is in chat and he is happy to help you. So definitely drop anything in there and he's paying attention to that. All right. So the next thing that I promised you is that you're going to get a content calendar that's going to lay everything out, and it's going to take into account everything that we've already talked about. So creating that desire, getting the attention, creating trust and likability. And this is going to go beyond that and just tell you what to send and when. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, then this is just going to lay it all out for you. Now, every touch point is a content piece. And typically the more touch points we have, the higher sales are going to be. You're going to make more money with more touch points. But I understand that we live in the real world, and there's also a cost of time and money or resources associated with creating and sending this content. So you need to find the sweet spot. Everyone is going to have access to different resources and assets. Some people are going to have more time than money. Some people are going to have more money than time. Some people have a whole team behind them that can create all this content. Everyone's in a different spot. That's okay. But I'm going to lay out I'm going to lay out 3 different tracks so that you can pick the track that's right for you, for where you're at right now, and still get results. But before we do that, I'm just going to walk you through a quick, just get you in the right mindset for thinking about what track you want to follow, right? So how much do you want to invest in Black Friday, whether it's time, money, a content team, whatever? What do you want to invest with the expectation that you're going to get that and more back? So, all right. If you're brand new, you have a very small list, maybe under 2,500 active profiles. Maybe you haven't generated your first 6 figures yet. Maybe you're generating just 6 figures a year in revenue. You're just at that mark. If you send out an announcement for a sale, you might expect to make anywhere from $300 to $1,000 on that initial sale offer and a last chance email. You will probably make sales through, depending on how big your list is, with reminders and right before the sale and during the sale, but it's going to probably be less than those big spikes. If you are a six-figure brand and you have a list of maybe 5,000 active profiles, maybe you might generate closer to 1 to 5,000 for an initial sale touch point. And then a last chance email, like they're both going to be high. And then maybe you still generate some for reminders, but just not quite as much. So here's an example of a brand. It's a small brand. They're low six figures. And you can see they actually focus more on Cyber Monday. They have a little spike for Black Friday, but they didn't really have a great sale for that. They focused on Cyber Monday, had an announcement. They got past 5,000 just in email. This is just email and SMS marketing. Well, the blue one's email. But you can see what they typically generate every time they send out an email. So every day, what they generate from email and SMS, you can see how much higher it is when they announce a sale. This is the sale reminder, still quite a bit higher than what they normally generate in a single day, but lower than the initial. And then this is their last chance offer. And again, much higher than what it typically is on their baseline. Now, and you can see they only did a few emails, right? Like this is, I only have time for like 4 emails. This is what you can do, and you can still get results. Now, if you're a 7-figure business, you have 10,000 or more profiles, and you might generate 6 to 15,000 for an initial sale announcement or a last chance email. You're going to generate less for the reminders, but it's still going to be significant. Again, we can see roughly what they were generating. So some days are higher, like November 15th, they sent out a campaign and you can see that it's a little higher, about 2,000. But then when they sent out their Black Friday announcement, it's going to be huge. It's going to be about 19,000, right? So, and you can see their reminders, like this is a reminder, this is a reminder. It's going to be less than this, but still going to be significantly higher. So if you're in that boat, you probably want to make sure you have a lot of touch points because every touch point is going to be very significant. You can invest a little bit more because you're gonna get it back. 8-figure businesses with 30,000 active profiles or up, you want to go all in because if you don't, you're going to leave money on the table. So this is, you might be getting $10,000, $20,000 for a sale announcement. You might be getting $10,000 just for a sale reminder. So this is a nice example of that, right? We can see where we have a VIP sale announcement, big spike. We have an early access announcement, big spike. 2 reminders, still big, less than the top ones, but still big. So this brand is going to want to send out as many communication points as possible because they are going to, it's going to be worth it, right? But again, if you're small, still significant for you, but we just want to focus on what you can handle and not feel overwhelmed and still make sure you get it implemented and you get those emails out. That's the most important part, because you don't want to commit to this huge plan that stretches you thin and then you get nothing done and Black Friday passes you by. That's what we don't want. So we're going to pick the plan that is right for you. Now, I can't guarantee these numbers, especially without looking at your store, but from my experience, like this is not atypical of what I see from my clients when I work with them. So I've laid out the plans with various options. You're going to have an opportunity here in a minute to choose your track, and then you're going to stick with that. All right. So the other thing that I want you to know before you choose your track, I want you to think about the sandwich method. Now, the sandwich method, the idea is the more sandwiches you make, the more you're going to eat, the more sales you make, right? So the sandwich method says that you're going to make more at the very beginning of the sale and the very end of the sale than you will in the middle. And you just saw examples of that, right? So you know that makes sense, right? Like you have something to say, big sale, sale is ending. That's when you see the spike. But we want to create as many sandwiches as possible as we have the resources to invest in. We want as many sandwiches as possible because the more sandwiches we have, the more sales we're going to get. More we eat, the more we sell, right? So this is just an example of these sandwiches that we've created with this brand last year. We have a VIP sale announcement, right? So that's an announcement. That's a sandwich piece, right? This starts, big spike. We have early Black Friday starts up here, big spike. That's a sandwich we're creating. Then we have some reminders. That's like the center of the sandwich. Then we have Black Friday. That's bonus offer. And, that's another sandwich, big spike. Sunday, that's a last chance. That's the end of a sandwich. So another big spike. Cyber Monday, that's a 1-day sale, another sandwich. So a big, huge boost in revenue. So you can see that the more sandwiches we make, and a sale extended too, right? That's another sandwich, one more day. So you're sandwiching it again. The more sandwiches we make, the more money you're going to make. So consider that when you're thinking about, what do I want to put into this plan? All right. So, we need to build attention. We need to build trust. We need to build desire to get your customers to take action. You know how to identify a simple yet irresistible offer and still be profitable, important. And you know how to figure out how many emails or touch points or sandwiches that you want to invest in. So now it's time to pick a track, and then we'll go over this plan finally all together. So I'm going to give you a content calendar. It's fully color coded. And the green is what I call the get going plan. If you haven't done a Black Friday yet, if you're still just getting started, this is a good plan for you. It's not going to be too overwhelming, but as you saw in the example above, it's still going to focus on building at least 1 or 2 sandwiches so that you can get some results. The blue is the keep it going. This is going to be the plan that fits most stores. So if you've been around for a little while, you started building your list, you have a proven product, you have just a little bit more time or money to invest in this, you're going to be the blue track. And then the red track, this is the go big plan. This is like, I know that I have a proven product. I know that I have an audience. I'm going to go all in because I want to see business changing revenue come through those doors in November, and I am not leaving money on the table. That's the go big plan. We're going to cover the go big plan down here because it covers everything. But just know that if you're on one of the other plans, that's okay. You just follow your plan. So as you can see down here, we have a little symbol for all of the days, depending on the plan that you're going to follow. If you are green, you're just going to do the green dots. If you're blue, you're going to do blue and green dots. And if you're red, you're going to do everything. Okay. We have a plan for both emails. You'll find them those are the icons on the left, and also SMS. Those are the icons on the right. So I'm not going to go over every single email with you, but you will get access to all the details just for time's sake. But I'm going to tell you the basic strategy here so that even if you decide to change this a little bit, you understand the essence of this plan. So we're doing a few very strategic things in early November. We know that early November is not going to be a time for huge sales. People know sales are coming. They're waiting. They're not really going to buy too much. So we want to get other things that are going to build our business and benefit us. So what are we doing? We're looking, 1, to increase click rate. The more people engage with your emails, the more likely it is that you're going to show up in their inbox come Black Friday. So we're sending out things like super valuable content piece, the most popular one of 2023, because we know people like that hook. They're going to click on it. Click rate goes up. We're setting ourselves up for Black Friday success. We're going to send out things like testimonials, because again, that's going to build that desire. We're building ourselves up for Black Friday. We're going to send out this one. This is another big click email. This is going to be click if you want to be the first to know about the sale. So again, building up that click rate. We're also going to be encouraging people to join maybe other programs that we have or ways of contacting them. SMS converts really high. We can use this opportunity to get them on an SMS list to be the first to know, because we'll notify SMS first. So that's what we're doing in early November, increasing click rate. We're also expanding our audience. So we might typically only send to people who are engaged to keep our list clean. But leading up to Black Friday, we're also going to reach out to people who have purchased in the past year. We're going to reach out to people who have purchased multiple times in the past. All of our high value customers, we're going to re-engage them and continue to nurture them throughout November. We're also building desire, lots of UGCs, lots of reviews and user generated content, lots of trust elements. You're going to another UGC down here. We're going to build up that desire. This is what people have. You want this. And that's all going to lead us to starting to make our sandwiches. The VIP sale announcement, the early sale announcement, Black Friday day, a sandwich, Black Friday weekend, a sandwich, Cyber Monday, a sandwich, Giving Tuesday, a sandwich, and the sale extension, another big sandwich. So that's basically the plan for November. Now, I want to show you something if you're feeling a little overwhelmed. Again, for time's sake, I can't go over all the details there, but if you're here, you're going to get access to this. And this is where I've laid out every single email, the description of the email, what offer you need to include. So offer 1 or offer 2, your bonus, who you need to send the email to, who not to send the email to, so who to exclude, the title of the email. This just helps you match it up to the content calendar so you can like get a visual for it. Whether it's an email or SMS, the time to send it, the date, everything. Now, obviously, you can mess around with this plan a little bit. You can change some of the dates. If you want, you can change some of the topics, but I will tell you that everything laid out here is very strategic to build on attention, trust, desire, set you up for the sale, and to create as many sandwiches as possible. So before we go into the next promise, we're almost done. This next one is short, so I know I want to get done as close to this hour as possible. But do we have any questions that we've Oh, okay. So I see David was talking about some bundles. Awesome. Does anybody have any other questions up until this point? Or if you don't have questions, just give me a quick thumbs up or a yes to just let me know that you're understanding. And then that we can move on to the next part. The next part's quick, but it's also super important. Awesome. So Sasha's getting it. Cool. If there are questions again that come up, David's in there. He'll help. All right. So automated flows. So campaigns are the biggest part, and that's why we spent the most time building up that strategy and talking about that. They drive a ton of revenue, but automated flows are also very important. But you can get away with just redoing a few of them for your Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer and weekend. So I just want to show you here. This is broken down weekly, so you can see roughly what each flow generates for this client every single week, right? So this orange one is the abandoned checkout flow. And you can see in any given week, you know, this might generate anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, maybe even $3,000 a week. But the week of November 21st, which last year that was Black Friday. That was when their pre-sale launched. That was when Black Friday launched. It generated over 6,000. So 6,275, right? That was the abandoned checkout. We can also see browse abandon is another really big one that jumped up really high. You also see the welcome flow. So those are the flows, as well as the abandoned cart flow that we're going to focus on. This brand does not have an abandoned cart just because of some technical issues with their account, but it is another flow that generates a lot of revenue during Black Friday. The other thing that we really want is an opt-in. We want to be really taking advantage of the traffic that's coming in. So we want people to opt in. They can opt in to get their early Black Friday deal before you release it to the public, because you can send them the code through the quick conversion welcome flow. So here's the flow blueprint. Again, we want to do as much as possible without getting overwhelmed. So here's my suggestion. If you had chosen the green plan, I would recommend that you do the opt-in and welcome message, and you do an abandoned checkout email. Okay. Stick to those two. They will get you the most value, but at the same time, you shouldn't feel overwhelmed with it. It's just a couple things to do. If you are on blue, make sure you also add to that the browse abandon flow. I'm sorry, this isn't labeled. I just noticed that, but that's browse abandon. Let's see, they're viewing the product there, not icon. And then for red, if you want to go all in, I would add to that an additional abandoned checkout email, and I would also add the abandoned cart email. And if you do that, that is going to cover all of the biggest sale touch points during this season. And what you're going to do is you're just going to change what you have, like the template you have. You can update it to be a little bit more holiday-y if you want. Or if you just want to go basic, you could just update it so that it states the offer that is happening at that time. So that way, people don't get confused by receiving an abandoned checkout offer or email that's offering them 10% when on the sale it said that they're getting 30%. Because confusion means they give up and they don't buy. So this is the way to have all of your major touch points covered with your key offer so that you convert as many people as possible during this time. So this is just going through exactly what we talked about. So that's basically it. I know that content calendar, while all of this is very simple, that content calendar can feel overwhelming if you're going to attack that by yourself. But there is, the descriptions of the emails and all of that. And you have the option to pick the green or the blue track so that you can make sure that you do what you have the resources for. So whether that's your own personal time, or you're going to outsource it, or you're going to have an in-house team do it, you make sure that you're working within your resources, but you're still getting the highest value touch points and making as many sandwiches as you can invest in so that you're really maximizing the wallet share this holiday season. So I'm confident that if you implement this plan, you're going to get results, assuming you don't run out of product before the season is over, because we have had people do that. So what you have is you have now the formula to figure out your offer. And I think you already have, if you've been following along. You have the strategy to follow to build attention, trust, desire. You have a content calendar laid out for you. So that's what to send to who and when. You have the whole framework that tells you which track to follow based on your list size and your yearly revenue and your available resources. And you have the flow plan to drive high conversions throughout the entire season whenever you send traffic, whether that's organic traffic, paid traffic, or owned traffic, so email or SMS, over to your site, they're going to be converting, and you can feel confident in that if you want to like increase ads or anything like that. So the next steps. Option one, you can take everything that I gave you today. You're going to have access to all of this. You take these resources, you can apply the strategy, you can build out the content, you could do it in-house, you can get all of this done before November. So that's going to be the copy, that's going to be the design, that's going to be the tech setups, which is like segmentation, build out, building out the flows, scheduling the campaigns, everything like that, building the templates and making sure that's all linked. So you can do all of that. If you follow the red plan, that's going to be 27 marketing assets. It's obviously going to take some time. It's going to take some copy and design skills, a bit of tech work, but you do have the tools. Or if you want, my team can execute on this entire system. We can build the attention and the trust and the desire for your brand, and we can be the ones to work to drive all of that traffic and the revenue for your online store throughout the entire holiday season. And if we do it, we're going to make sure that you get the absolute most wallet share available to you for where you are right now this holiday season. Just like we did for everyone I mentioned above, like Adam and Tiffany and Kyle, everyone who we worked with last year, and all of those people, all these people that we mentioned are working with us again because they got amazing results last year. So I'm confident that I'm going to do that for my clients that are already signed up, but I'm confident that if you wanted us to do it for you, that we could do it for you as well. And I will guarantee that, because I have seen that this works, and it has worked so many times in the past, that I absolutely will guarantee that you will not lose any money on this, and that you will get a return on your investment, assuming that you fit some of these qualifications. So like having a proven product, having a traffic source, having a list size appropriate for whatever track you select, and obviously no inventory issues, like running out of inventory or deliverability issues. I'm super confident in that. And I am willing to, put my money where my mouth is. Now, normally, if you were to just call us up and say, hey, I want X number of emails, and you weren't on a retainer plan with us and we weren't working with you in the past, then our going rate is $400 per email. So that would make the red plan valued at over $10,000, $10,400 for those 27 emails, plus the SMS messages, which I didn't even count. And at that rate, if you fit the criteria laid out, I would still be very confident that we would get you a return on your investment. Like you saw the results that we got, even sometimes it's just one email. So I'd be very confident that we would get that. But, I'm not going to charge you that today. I do want to help you guys out. I do want for you to be able to be successful this Black Friday. And also, I am being a little selfish. I know that if you do commit to this and you get good results, which I know you will, then you're going to want to do even more in 2024 because you're going to get that taste of the email revenue and you're going to want to keep going. So I'm not going to charge you that. I'm even not going to charge you what I would normally charge someone on the retainer plan. And the reason being is because normally, even if you were on a retainer plan with us and you wanted this many emails, that would be over $6,000 for the month for my team to do all of that work, because it is quite labor intensive. But with our retainer plans, it comes a lot of strategy and planning, which takes a lot of time for my team. There's also consulting, which takes time from me, but we're doing a lot of that on this call. So I don't think it would be fair for me to charge you that price either. So the deal today, if you wanted to do the Go Big plan, that's the red plan that has everything that was on that content calendar. So it has all of the nurturing, all of the expanding your audience, all of the build up for setting you up for January success. That's going to be the 27 email campaigns. It's going to be 5 flow messages. It's going to be 5 SMS messages. It's going to be an opt-in. That's going to come with, everything we laid out, all the copy. It's everything. Copy for the emails, SMS opt-ins, graphics, template design, campaign scheduling, automated flow setup, segmentation, all of the tech work, all of the opt-in setup. And that will be just $49.97. So that's about a 50% discount right there from if you were to have called us up yesterday and just ordered this a la carte. I'm also going to add a 30-minute private consultation after Black Friday and Cyber Monday is over so that you can decide on best next steps so that you can continue that momentum into 2024. I'm also going to give you a 30% discount on any additional emails or SMS messages that you want to add in December. So that's for the Go Big plan. Now, I know that some of you are not at that point yet, but we also have some good deals for the blue plan, the Keep Going plan, and the green plan. So for the blue plan, that's 13 emails. It's 3 flow messages, 5 SMS messages, the opt-in, and same thing, everything's included, right? The copy, the design, the templates, the segmentation. So you are sending to the right people. We're keeping your list healthy and clean. We're increasing your click rate, all the campaign scheduling, all the automated flow setups, all the triggers and timing and all that stuff. And that's going to be $29.97. This is the plan I recommend for most stores who have a proven product, who have traffic, who have a little bit of a list size, and who are really ready to capitalize on Black Friday. I'm also going to give that plan, anyone who joins that plan in the next few days up until Wednesday is also going to get a 30-minute private consultation and also the 30% discount. Now, if you are just starting out, which I know some of you said you are, but you do still want to see results for Black Friday and you do still want to capitalize on the traffic that you have and the list that you have, but you don't want to be stretched too thin in terms of time creating all the content or in terms of shelling out a lot of cash to have this done, then I do have a very affordable offer for people who are just getting going. So for this one, we have the 4 campaigns that were included in the green plan. So really focused around those biggest days where we see the biggest sales spikes in Black Friday and Cyber Monday. 2 automated flow messages and an opt-in, so you can take advantage and collect all of those people coming in, and that will set you up again for growth in 2024. And that's going to be all that, the copy, the graphics, campaign scheduling, same things as the bigger plans get, and a 20% discount for any additional a la carte emails that you might want in December if you want to keep the momentum going throughout the holiday season. And that's going to be offered at our lowest priced done for you offer that we offer, period, at $9.97. So if you are ready to capture as much wallet share available to you this holiday season, and you do want to take advantage of the high ROI and the quick turnaround that comes with email and SMS, then definitely David's going to drop the links in the chat box. I would love for you to sign up. I would love for you to work with you throughout the holiday season. I love getting to learn about new and different stores and working with clients. And I love seeing small stores that are just starting out grow. And I love seeing, stores that have been around for a while just take it to the next level. And that is what we do. That is all about what we are. So I do have, again, the guarantee. I do guarantee that you will not lose money on this deal if you fit the minimum qualifications. I will either provide more emails for you to make you profitable during the holiday season, or if I can't do that, or for whatever reason, it just seems like a mismatch and I don't think that you're going to get the results for whatever reason, I will give you 100% of your money back. But either way, I will make sure that you do not walk away with this losing a penny on this. And I know I can do this because, again, I've seen these results so many times that I'm not even questioning it. So I will let you take a look at that guarantee. It's just, for different plans, there are slightly different qualifications, but there they are. So if you want to do that, I would love to work with you. Go ahead and click on the buttons in the chat. Otherwise, I do want to open it up to Q&A. And I also want David, if you could drop the resource for this Google Doc here. And then that way you guys have access to everything that we went over today. You're going to be able to access the content calendar. It's just it's in Canva. It's a template in Canva, so you can edit it the way you want. But yeah, otherwise, that's all I have for you guys, but I'd love to stick around and chat and answer any questions that you may have. Just gonna grab some of my coffee, but let me know. All right, Kai, I see you were saying you had some lower priced offers that you're going to put into maybe a bundle. That would be really great. Awesome. So I see there are no questions from Kat. Sasha, the link to the content calendar is actually in this document. David, do you want to drop it directly in the chat? Just directly in the chat so they can both grab it. But yeah, Sasha, this document just contains everything. I just figured it would be easier to give you one link and you can look at it. There's also, though, don't forget to, in addition to the content calendar, this spreadsheet, because that's going to give you like the details on everything. Yeah, no worries. Okay. Well, if there are no other questions, I really do hope that you guys got a lot of value out of this. I really hope that you're able to implement this plan, and I hope that you're able to get success with it. Definitely keep me posted on on what happens and how it goes, because I would love to see how it works for you guys. Good. I'm glad you got clarity, Sasha. That was, I know, again, it can feel a little overwhelming going into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, especially if this is your first time. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you got some clarity from that. Okay. All right. Well, I will be on for just another minute, but that's it. That's all I have. And thank you guys so much for coming. And yeah, hopefully I will talk to you again in the future.